Hi, friends. Today, our story is going to be Arthur's TV Trouble. Now, I love watching TV and all my favorite shows, but sometimes the things that we see on TV aren't always true or real, or in Arthur's case, work out as well as he would hope to in real life. Let's get to the first page. It all started while Arthur was watching the Bionic Bunny Show. Dogs love 'em, said the announcer. The amazing treat timer. Treat your pet to treat timer. Only $19.95. Treats may vary. Batteries not included. If you love your pet, get a treat timer. Wow, said Arthur. Pal needs one of those. And for the treat timer, ads for the treat timer were everywhere. Now, Arthur really wanted one for his pet dog. Arthur counted his money, and DW helped. Even with all my birthday money, he said, I only have $10.03. I know what you're thinking, said DW, and she ran to protect her cash register. Arthur decided to ask Dad for an advance on his allowance. Gee, I'd love to help, said Dad, but my catering business is a little slow right now. Arthur knew Mom would understand. Money doesn't grow on trees, said Mother, and I think Pal likes treats from you, not a machine. On the way to school, Arthur was walking very slowly. What are you doing? Asked Buster. Looking for money, said Arthur. I want to buy Pal a treat timer. Those are very expensive, said Buster. You need a job. What I need is a miracle, said Arthur. At school, while everyone else took their spelling test, Arthur daydreamed about the treat timer, and Mr. Ratburn asked Arthur to stay after school to take the test over. Arthur took the long way home so he could think of a good excuse for why he was late. Mr. Sipple was cleaning his garage. Hi, Arthur, he said. Every 50 years I clean the place out. I could use a little help. I could use a little money, said Arthur. Ooh, Arthur needs money, and Mr. Sipple needs help. What do you think is going to happen? Let's see if you're right. That's a great idea. All those newspapers need to be recycled, said Mr. Sipple. I'll pay you 50 cents a stack to take them out to the curb. Great, said Arthur. I'll do it tomorrow. I won't be home until after dinner, said Mr. Sipple. But you can get started. Everything you need to do the job is right here. I'm rich, thought Arthur, and all of a sudden Arthur was in a big hurry to get home. Do you think Arthur's going to get enough money to buy the treat timer? I think so too. I've got a job, cried Arthur. Now I can buy a treat timer. Can I go to the mall with you? Asked DW. Sure, said Arthur. I wish you were rich all the time, said DW. You're much nicer this way. The next day, Arthur counted the stacks as he pulled them to the curb. 24 stacks. Well, that makes 12 whole dollars, cried Arthur. I'll come back later to collect it. You look exhausted, said DW, and when Arthur got home, I don't want to look at another newspaper for a long, long time, said Arthur. Well, don't look out the window, said DW. So that's what the string was for, said Arthur. I'd better hurry before Mr. Sipple gets home. Wait for me, cried DW. Oh, all the newspaper is blowing in the wind. Arthur forgot to tie them down. Oh, now he has to go all the way back and collect all the papers from the wind and the ground. You're in big trouble, said DW. You missed some over there, and these stacks could look a lot neater. Are you using double knots? As she asked as she supervised. Nice work, said Mr. Sipple when he got home. Here's your $12. Thank you, sir, said Arthur. I helped, said DW. Don't I get something? You get a trip to the mall, remember? Said Arthur. The next morning, Arthur and his family were the first ones at the mall. Arthur put all of his money on the counter. One treat timer, please, he said. Oh, it looks a lot bigger on TV, said Arthur when he saw the small box. You assemble it, of course, said the salesperson. And remember, all sales are final. Does Arthur look happy to get the treat timer? Yeah, he does. 5 hours later, the treat timer was assembled. And you're going to love it, pal, said Arthur. Pal sniffed at it, and Arthur turned it on. Click! And it clicked, and lights flashed. Treats shot out like rockets, and Pal let out a loud bark, ow, ow, and ran for cover. Turn it off, said Mother. I'm trying to, said Arthur, but I think it's broken. And remember, said DW, all sales are final. And Arthur went to his room to be alone. Do you think Arthur's happy or sad? I think he's sad too. I'm worried, said Mother. He's been up there for hours. I know how to get him out, said DW. It's 7 o'clock, she yelled up the stairs. The Bionic Bunny show is on. And seconds later, Arthur appeared. Sit down, said DW, so I can protect you from those nasty commercials. I don't need these, said Arthur. There's no way a TV ad will get my attention or my hard-earned money ever again. It's the magic disappearing box, said the announcer. Astound your friends, eliminate your enemies, the magic disappearing box from Kid Tricks. Whew, said Arthur. Now this could be useful. And what would you ever do with that? Asked DW. Oh, said Arthur, you might be surprised. The end. Wow, friend. That was a good story. Now, Arthur learned just because you see something on TV, it doesn't always mean that it's real, right? He thought the treat timer would be so cool and so special for Pal, but Pal didn't even need it. He liked getting treats from Arthur himself. Well, friends, that's all the time we have for right now, but you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.